broke the Dystopian.
How did you break him already?
I feel broken.
All I did was go.
And that broke him somehow?
No.
Okay.
I was about to say it was broken last week from Yoko Hosers. I'll break him again this week.
Oh, my fragile piece of glass.
You've been
Not that again.
I know.
You've been
It's
that
like-
too much on this podcast. We can't go back to that.
Sorry, baby.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. And it is a very hot one today.
It
Yay.
was a hot one.
Yes, it was.
Like 7 inches from the midday
What?
Sun.
Okay.
Right?
What?
Right?
Yeah,
It's a
what?
song.
I know that. I'm just.
And not just because you were singing it.
No. I know it.
I once again am the Projectionist. To my right, we have the girl who's coughing.
That's my name.
Is that one of those Danish films?
Yes. I am the one who knocks.
I am Spartacus.
I am the third revelation.
That's not Danish.
The goddess of gore.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yep. Coughing.
Coughing. You got
Coughing?
that from your nephew. Who got it from a daycare, I'm sure.
Yay.
Because they're just breeding grounds for, like, there are diseases found in daycares that we don't have names for yet.
That's right.
They just breed there. It's like Rutgers. They just come up with new ones.
I'm not sure that's how that works, but okay.
No, Rutgers has its own STD. You didn't know that?
What?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
What do you-
Rutgers.
Do you mean like the co-eds, or do you mean like in the lab, or both?
No, I mean the co-eds. A new STD was bred at Rutgers.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. That was actually a thing when I was in college. It was in the Messenger, the University of Delaware newspaper.
It said, alert, do not
Yeah,
go
don't go to
anywhere."
Rutgers.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's a thing. They actually, it was a derivative of like 2 or 3 others that, like, I don't know what you want to call it, mutated into a new one. Yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Part of me wants to look that up, and part of me really doesn't.
No, I don't think you should.
I am looking it up.
Are you regretting it?
No, not yet. I was just
Oh.
looking up the name. Like, so no
Yeah,
pictures
don't
or
do a
anything
Google
like that
image
now.
search.
But have you found it?
The mascot for the New Brunswick campus of Rutgers University it's the Scarlet Knight, also known as the ultimate STD you can get at Rutgers. This disease,
So it's called the Scarlet Knight?
I think so.
Oh my god, that's awful.
I think so.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, I remember reading up on that. That is a thing, and it's disgusting. Thanks, Rutgers.
Great.
So next to the goddess of gore, we have...
The fangirl extraordinaire.
How are you doing today, ma'am?
It's hot.
It is very hot.
It's really, really
Thank you
hot.
for joining us on a walk earlier, despite it being humid as fuck.
It was totally my idea, and I made the goddess do it.
Terrible.
I was just like, yes, we're going for a walk.
Now it smells like sweat and
Yep. We're
juice
gross.
And
Ew.
no,
Nice.
people listen to
You
this
mean
podcast stuff. They know what the
wine.
juice is.
Oh, they know what the juice is.
OJ?
That's right.
Yes, exactly. OJ.
Yeah, sorry I'm being gross just
No,
by existing.
We're all
Don't worry, we're all gross
we're all
here.
gross right
That's
now.
true.
yeah.
I'm a swampy hobbit all damn day at work.
Did you say swampy hobbit?
I said swampy hobbit.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep.
I'm going to take
the
that.
dead
Good.
marshes.
We have to give copyright info to Kate. That's her.
You actually remind me when we were down in Ocean
Of a swampy
City,
hobbit.
Of the
Yeah.
Swampy Hobbit, yes. We were down in Ocean City. There was a restaurant called The Hobbit, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Oh, yeah?
And
Yeah.
Where-
there's a,
But it's like a fine dining thing. It's not a
Yeah.
casual
I feel like
family restaurant.
I feel like I walked by. Nope. I was Yelping, and I found it. That's what it was.
That's what my
yeah.
dad did.
Yeah.
and I was like, that would be cool. Like a Hobbit themed restaurant would be amazing. But it's like it has nothing to do with it. It's just a fine dining place.
What
I'm
does
like,
the Hobbit mean? What does Hobbit mean aside from hobbits?
I would assume that the term Hobbit. I mean, it wasn't derived by Tolkien, but I'm sure it just means little person.
Well, I'm pretty sure he made the term, but
Did he make the term?
Probably. A lot of his stuff he got from Icelandic. As far as Elven, at least.
Right. Well,
I don't know about that. But
regardless, when you think of Hobbit now, you think of Tolkien.
of course.
You have to. So, when I see a restaurant called The Hobbit, I'm going to assume it's a Lord of the Rings or Shire-themed restaurant. No, it's like fine dining contemporary. Like, bullshit. It should look like the Green Dragon or the Prancing Pony or something, you know?
What street is it on?
I have no idea. I can't recall.
Is it on the highway? Ocean Highway?
I think it is, yes. In one of the side streets, yeah. But
it says like you have to make reservations like days ahead.
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was like, screw that. And to which I said to the god, I said, I want to make a Hobbit-themed restaurant.
Yeah.
Where
Bar. You said a bar.
A bar. It would be a bar.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, or you have like the hobbits dancing on the tables, singing the Green Dragon, but when you go in, like the hostess or the hoster is like standing on like you have like a 7-foot person, so you feel like a little person when you walk in. Good evening, little masters.
Gee. Yeah, I want you to go and recruit that person and tell me how it is finding the 2 dudes on the East Coast that would work in a place for that kind of money. Gandalf?
Or they're not playing basketball.
Yeah. Right.
But next to the fangirl we have...
The Swampy Hobbit. Wait, no.
That's not... We're not having that as your name. No.
Good. Very good. I don't want to be named that.
No, that's a terrible name.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm the Dystopian.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good.
Met our Vice President Joe Biden yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Yeah, share that story if you don't mind.
So we were at the Hockessin Parade, my girlfriend and I and her family, and there was a break in the middle of the parade, like 20 minutes, had no idea why. We're like, what's going on? Then we see Uncle Joe walking down with his 20 Secret Service guys in his armored vehicle, shaking everyone's hand that had hands. Just if you had hands, you shook his hand. That's just what happened.
Whether you had to pull it out of your pocket or not.
Yes, he's
hand.
like, nope, give me that. I want that.
Shake hand, kiss baby. Shake hand, kiss baby. Kiss hand, shake baby. Kiss hand, shake baby.
Right.
Oh, no.
And he's
Not
taking.
Not good.
God. So he's taking pictures with people, and we're trying to get our picture with him taken by my girlfriend's mom. She is just beside herself, can't work her phone.
That's always happens.
She's stuck on video and can't get it to still picture. She's just fucking it up. So he just grabs my girlfriend's phone. He's like, you know what, I got this, and just takes a selfie and just goes on his way. He's like, all right, that's cool.
For those people who don't know, for people in Delaware, Joe Biden is just Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
He is just everyone's uncle at this point.
Right.
Because I had met him one time at Movies 10. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, cool, yeah. You probably did, but remind us.
I was working as a projectionist.
How was he doing at movies?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Slumming it.
I was working as a projectionist that night, and he was actually off in Theater 10 seeing something.
That's right. I remember you saying this.
Yes.
Now.
And I come out, and he comes walking out, and he was still a senator at the time. But he comes walking out, and I was like, are you Senator Biden? He's like, yeah, nice to meet you. I shake his hand, and we're chatting for a bit. I'm like, what are you doing seeing a movie here? He's like, I can't see Spider-Man 3 or something like that.
Spider-Man 3, that was the movie?
I forget what it was.
He walked out during the dance scene. This is bullshit.
Yeah, fuck this movie.
I want my money back.
But no, I was like, no, I just assumed you'd have your own theater or something. He's like, no, I come to the movies.
No, well, I mean, at least go to the better movie theaters.
Right.
I mean, you're not that far away from, like, 3 other movie theaters.
Right.
Like, you can make it to movies 10.
Right. So, but no, he just chatted for a bit. He went and got some popcorn and went right back in. I was like, okay.
I want some popcorn now.
Too. Buttery movie popcorn.
Oh my god, that
salty.
sounds so good.
Oh, wow. Really, guys?
Sorry.
I wish we had some, too.
But special thanks to the Taco Man, again, for
Yes.
bringing the tacos today.
How many names? I'm like Danny, right?
Yeah, you're getting multiple names
I
now.
just have all these names.
By the way, when your art is made, you're definitely going to have like a taco box in your hand or something.
No, I should have a belt with just like a taco on it.
You have a sombrero at your feet.
Oh, good. Great. Cultural
Man, I
I thought he'd
appropriation.
be eating a taco.
Yeah.
I don't think I want a
Man, that
post-apocalyptic
sucks.
taco.
Like,
Human meat.
Yeah.
our
tasty.
art was done before the juice came into play.
It was.
Before
yes.
the juice came into play. Before juice
But
came
but
to
your
town.
chibis will have the juice though,
Yes.
or there will be a chibi of the juice. I'm not sure yet.
Both,
Will
please.
it have a little face like Shopkins?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, let's hop into the trailers. The first one being Morgan.
We're all very happy to have you here, Lee.
I imagine that's not exactly true.
Doctor, this is Lee Weathers from corporate.
I'm just looking for some information about Morgan.
Morgan was our third attempt, our little breakthrough. It's the next step in evolution. It's bioengineered with synthetic DNA. Within a month, walking and talking. Within 6 months, it exceeded our wildest expectations.
I'd like to discuss the incident if that's okay.
She had a tantrum. There was joy in her heart before we shoved her back in that box.
So this is directed by Luke Scott. He is mainly what?
No,
What about-
nothing.
oh.
Like, nothing.
He is mainly a second assistant director on a lot of films.
Huh.
This is actually his directorial debut, but he's worked on several films in the past just as a second AD. In this film, we have Kate Mara. Kate Mara was in Fantastic Four, as well as recently she was in The Martian. We also have Anya Taylor-Joy, who recently was in The Witch, who gave a fantastic performance in The Witch.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was amazing.
She was really good in that.
Did she win for anything, or was she nominated
Well, it's still
for anything?
this season.
Does she
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it came
Did
out.
she win the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out in January, so if she
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
that's
nominated
right.
for anything, it'd be this coming fall.
That's right.
But she should. She should get something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If nothing else, she'll get like a Saturn Award for like best horror performance or something like that. But yeah, give her something. We also have Toby Jones, who was in The Mist as well as the Captain America series. He also provided the voice for Dobby in the Harry Potter series. And we finally... Oh, sorry, there's a couple more. We have Rose Leslie, who was in Game of Thrones.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going to throw up.
Nope.
You hate her that much, you're going to throw up?
No, I wish.
Because I know you're not a fan of her.
No, I don't like that character.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Her as a person, I don't know either way, but
Okay. We also have Michelle Yeoh, who most famously is from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And she was also in that Bond movie.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, those are her
Biggest
bigger
films.
international films.
Right.
Like,
She's had a good
in Hong
career.
Kong, she's hot. Like in
Many
or
films.
like
Yes,
in
yes.
She
Asia.
made a count.
Right. And finally, we have Paul Giamatti.
she said she made a cow.
Yeah, that's her superpower.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
Making cows?
Yep.
That's an amazing power.
Ooh!
Sing.
No, too many to count.
Oh, that makes sense. Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
I thought the cows made more sense, but
Right,
that's just me.
Anyway, so this film, well, let's just sum up the premise here. You have this off the beaten path like laboratory where they're testing synthetic DNA. Now, what that entails,
What
you
does
don't
that
really know.
mean?
What it sounds to me
Jargon.
is that they are trying to repair parts of the human genome with computers.
Really?
Yeah, like because when you see the close up of the cell, it looks like
It
there's
didn't look like humany.
it looks like
Hominy?
It didn't look
Like corn?
humany.
Oh, humany.
Yes.
Yeah, because those are words. I'm making words today.
Good.
Okay.
But it appeared as though they're using like nanotechnology to replicate human DNA to basically help a human being grow. Because when you see this little girl, she's growing at an exponential rate. You know, at like the first month, they said she was already like a 6-year-old. You know, and then after a year, she's already looked like she's 16 or 17. You know,
Right.
so you don't know exactly what this technology is. They just call it synthetic DNA. What that implies, you really don't know. But obviously something goes off the rails. She attacks this woman. Looks like she cut out her eye or something. He said that she had a fit. And Paul Giamatti says that this girl is now the next step in human evolution. Well, Paul Giamatti does something really fucking stupid and tries to piss her off.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that scene. Like, what is he, like, in what capacity, like, what is he? What, like, is
I don't
he
know.
a psychiatrist? Was he just evaluating her progress? Like, what was
I honestly
that?
do not know. It just seems like he was trying to egg her on to get a reaction out of
Right,
it because
which-
she was
Looked like
showing no
something
emotion.
else. Like he, I mean, obviously that's the only bit about like where he's like acting in this trailer,
Right.
more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah,
So
we
we don't
don't
really
have-
know like the character.
Right.
But it seemed like he was like out of control. Like something else was like
Like, something had
forcing
happened
him to
do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Which would make a lot more sense because otherwise, like when I first thought, I was just like, he's a really bad shrink. Like that
Yeah.
was my thought. I was just like, in no proper like or a scientist, like it doesn't it just kind
Right.
of didn't make sense what he was doing. But if you're saying that he was being forced to do it, or this character had like killed his firstborn child or something and made him really mad, like something like that maybe, but otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
Right.
But yeah,
Why
we
does
just
it have
don't have
to
the
be the first
context
one?
yet.
Yeah.
Right.
If he killed the second born, he wouldn't
Maybe
be quite as
slightly
upset.
less. I mean, I was just saying.
Ooh, that really grinds my gears.
What really grinds my gears? These synthetic humans. But yeah, so he pisses her off, and it turns out she has some sort of telekinetic powers, slams him against the wall, and then she breaks out, and shit goes down. So...
Shit's the shit out of shape.
Yeah, get the shit out of shape. Yep. Sorry, another Mystery Science Theater reference. Anyway, so this film is borrowing heavily from Ex Machina.
Okay, see, I didn't see Ex Machina, but that was kind of where my head went and my brain went when I saw this trailer.
I mean, it's the same concept of somewhere isolated in the woods.
Except there's more
where-
people.
yeah.
A lot more people in this, yes. It's not just two, right. So it's like some sort of experiment with one person who's isolated, and they're experimenting with the technology, and then obviously it looks like she's the third in this chain that has succeeded. Bless you.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to stifle my cough.
Oh,
But
okay.
thanks anyway. You guys are so sweet. Bless you too.
Thank you.
But yeah, hitting a lot of the same points of that film. Now, in Ex Machina, we know what she is. I mean, she's fully AI, This is a little hard to determine what exactly this thing is. Because it's a human, but it's synthetic at the same time. So is she an android? Like, she has very
she's
little
like-
pigmentation.
She's biologically a human.
Human,
Right.
yeah.
And we just don't have the context yet to see
What it
because she
is.
obviously has some kind of telepathic powers.
Right.
Like, because from what I thought was that whatever that synthetic DNA was or whatever, it simply enhanced her evolutionary progress.
Right.
And that's what it was. So it's not so much that she was part android or anything like that. It just was that this is supposedly the natural course of human evolution,
Right.
just expedited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, which is an old sci-fi trope. There's been
Right,
right,
lots
right,
of
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And we've seen that played out before, so this is just taking those old tropes and tossing it into a modern era with hints of, again, Ex Machina. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this one?
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I think the cast is pretty strong.
Yeah, for sure.
I forget the actress's name who was in Ex Machina, who we like.
Alicia Vikander.
Right.
Yes. She was
She
is amazing.
Yes, she is
Everything
very,
I've ever
very
seen
good.
her in, yeah, she's great.
But I think if done right, this could be that same type of breakout role for the girl who was in The Witch. What's her name?
Anya something.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
But yeah. But and as we were saying before the podcast started, that when we were watching it, she is so incredibly striking. There is something about her that just captivates you and kind of draws you in with this girl. It's kind of eerie, and that's why I think she's landing these roles too. And I think she was a model before she started acting as
I
well.
think you're right. Yeah.
So there's something about her, and I think she's gonna do well in this role.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's gonna be exciting.
It's going to be interesting to see her career if she gets keeps growing with the chops. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, because in The Witch she was great.
She was
Yeah.
amazing.
Not only did she have
in
the
that.
look, but her actual acting
Yeah.
was really on point. It was really
Yeah.
well done.
And that's what I mean. It's she like has charisma
yeah.
in terms of the way she looks, the way she
Mm-hmm.
acts, and it's just everything about her that draws you in.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Goddess.
And also, I
sorry.
like Kate Mara a lot too.
I haven't seen her in much.
I feel like I haven't either, but I feel like I see her in a lot of things, but like it's not ever like I just like her. Like she's
Okay, fine.
she's kind of cute. She's there. I like
She's
her.
there.
She's there and she's cute.
She
Okay.
exists.
Fair
But
enough.
but I have no idea how the plot is going to play out or anything with this film, and I think that's kind of interesting. I want the Kate Mara character to actually be one of the other two babies that they tried to that they failed on, and then like she actually comes back to this facility, and I want that to happen.
I don't know about that one.
I want it to happen.
Anyway, Goddess.
I don't know. I feel like if comparing it like you did to Ex Machina, I feel like aside from the girl that was in The Witch, like it's like one of those like too many people that you've seen, whereas like Ex Machina was like people you haven't really seen, and it kind of was like one of those silent
A slow burn film.
no like fly under the radar.
Oh, okay.
Whereas like like sometimes when you get like a similar kind of idea, but it has more people and people that you've seen, and it's usually sometimes not as good. I feel like it's something like it could be
Right.
something like that.
Like it's
Like that's distracting
yeah.
from the actual what the premise of the movie is, kind of,
Or like they're trying to pad it with more
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Rather than sticking to the core of just the story and the characters.
Right. Maybe.
I
I don't know. That's what popped into my head.
Okay, that's fair. I can see why you're saying that. I am interested in this. I had to see more. I had to know what the hell what the synthetic stuff is doing to her. Because again, she has no pigmentation to her skin. She's almost gray when you look at her. And she's telling Rose Leslie, like, don't be scared of me. It's like she's not showing any emotion, which is one of the weird things. It's like does this evolution strip her of emotion? That's weird.
Well, stripping of her emotions would mean that she had them to begin with. I think it's
Right.
more of she hasn't had time to psychologically develop emotion.
Yeah.
that
Like
could be.
because the thing is she is like what, a year old? So
If
I feel like
that,
yeah, like I feel like she has the kind of the almost the mental capacity of a child in a way where she's like she basically just is running off emotions more than she is running off logic and reasoning, where because again like I feel like she just hasn't, and especially since she's isolated, she really hasn't had much time to interact with other people.
Right.
She only has, that's why she thinks that her caretakers essentially are her friends, right? Like that's how she's been taught. So
Right.
All right, fair enough.
I don't know. The more I think about it, like it seems interesting, but the whole concept of this quote unquote synthetic DNA is like, what does that mean?
Dino DNA.
Yeah, it's like what is that? Just some term you're making up to make it sound
scientific.
interesting, and you don't really know what it would be either. And
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know. I have reservations, but it seems
Science.
interesting.
yeah.
Because science.
And that's understandable. I feel like I'm on the same page. Like I'm kind of interested in it, but at the same time, it's not like I need to see this. Like
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what's happening, what's going on, but at the same time, it's not the most intriguing
Right.
Okay.
plot there ever was.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Well, moving on from that, we have Sully.
No one warned us. No one said you were going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. This was dual engine loss at 2,800 feet, followed by an immediate water landing with 155 souls on board. No one has ever trained for an incident like that.
This is being directed by Clint Eastwood, and that's basically a shoo-in for almost any film to get into the Oscars at this point. You know, I mean, he's directed Unforgiven, Mystic River, $1 Million Baby, Letters from Iwo Jima. So many fantastic films. You know, some that have even snuck under the radar. You know, like Gran Torino and you know, things that weren't nominated for a lot, but were still damn good films. You know, and it's amazing what his career has been like now. You know, the fact that he's become such a director in the last few years.
Right.
You know, but in this we have Tom Hanks, we have Aaron Eckhart, and we have Laura Linney, and she was in Mystic River as well as Mr. Holmes recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's been in a lot.
She has.
She was in Love Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was in that, yeah.
Yep.
So, this film details the events that occurred in 2009, what's known as the Miracle on the Hudson. The details of the event were basically that the plane took off from New York. I think it was flying to North Carolina, I think, and it was an Airbus. It took off from New York, and about 10, 20 minutes into the flight, it ran into a massive flock of birds, which does happen, but it doesn't happen to, it doesn't cause a massive engine failure, and usually not one engine, but both engines. That's what happened. The flock was so big that several birds flew into both engines and killed them both at the same time. So, at that point, the plane was already dead. It was just a glider. So, this captain miraculously managed to turn the plane around, aim it directly down the Hudson River, and land it.
Right.
Perfectly. And all 155 people on board survived. It is one of the greater feats in aviation history that this guy pulled this off. And not only that, they even say in the trailer, there's no training for this.
Right.
Like, they don't tell you what to do when both engines fail. You know, where you just have a massive piece of metal gliding through the air, you know? That they don't teach you how to plan for that, and somehow he landed the damn thing.
Right.
So, power to him. And, you know, and for a while, you know, all of the media was calling this guy a hero, and you know, and that he was courageous, and, you know, he met the sitting president W. Bush, and then the President-elect Obama at the time. He got to go to the inauguration, but he was suffering massive PTSD at the time. You know, he thought, you know, I should have done more. I should have gotten it back to an airport, you know, and then I think it was U.S. Airlines had a massive investigation saying, oh, you could have gotten it back. You cost us a plane and this and that, you know, and it was a whole to-do. And this whole movie is going to examine that. You know, well, he was a hero for doing this, but now the fallout of, you know, the corporations hounding him, like, oh, well, you cost us this $1 million plane. Is that going to come out of your paycheck? You know, we're going to have your career. You know, you son of a bitch. You know, so a lot of this hasn't come to light until recently. What happened to this guy? You know, and he's written a couple of books, and he I don't know if he is still a pilot or not, but it's interesting that this story is being picked up now to be distributed. But I'll let you guys discuss this one. What do you guys think of this narrative in this movie?
Well,
I'm about to say, Fangirl, you said you had something to say about it.
I did have something to say about it. Well, first of all, I wasn't here when this happened, so I had, I mean, I don't know about the story or anything like that, but watching the trailer, it was kind of lackluster to me. Like, there really wasn't much. Like there wasn't anything, like, I feel like a lot of the movies, the movies that have been coming out in terms of based, you know, the ones based on a true story, there's been, you know, something that, not to say that the story isn't necessarily worth telling, but almost I'm saying that, like, in a way where this is something I'd rather watch the documentary for sure. If there was a documentary, if there was a book, I'd read it. But watching it on a big screen like this, where it was just a pure narrative unfolding like that, where even the landing, or like when they were doing kind of the plane landing, like the way that it was shot and everything, I was kind of like, okay, like it was there was
nothing real dramatic.
Exactly, and maybe that was because that's how it happened, and that's why I'm saying, like, I would rather hear people kind of recount it and kind of tell the story. I feel like I would connect a little bit more to that than watching it unfold like this, where it's kind of like there really isn't much to amp up what is going on.
I get that. Now, to be fair, this movie is going to draw comparisons to another film, Flight. And Flight, I have a feeling this film will play it the same way, where Flight, the first 10-15 minutes, is the plane crash. I suspect this movie might do the same thing. But a lot of people said the same thing about Flight, where, okay, the big action scene is the first 15 minutes, and after that it's him just being a drunk and the fallout of him being a drunk, you know? This might be the same thing, where it's, okay, well, the first 10-15 minutes is amazing, and then it's just the
it's more of the character study that
more
comes
character
afterwards.
study after that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, Flight got good reviews, but it wasn't great reviews.
Right.
I don't know about this one, just because, again, of who the director is, and it is Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So,
like, I feel like Tom Hanks seems to have been great, like, in that role. Like, that's kind of his wheelhouse.
It is.
So, and I think that was
white guy's his wheelhouse. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
But and I think I don't know. Like, again, there's so many movies that we've talked about recently have been based on true stories and stuff. Like, how many of those are we gonna get? Again, not to say that these stories aren't necessarily worth telling, but I don't know. Like, this one just didn't hit any spots for me. Like, it just.
At least you could maybe say that they're not, like, fabricating something.
That's true.
Where it is more about what really
Actually
happened
happened.
instead of over
dramatizing everything, which is true, and I agree, and I think that's a good thing about this, where this is going. And again, I like the fact that it seems to be leaning more towards a character study than just the action side of things. And and I like that. Again, like, I feel like this is something that I would rather read about or kind of see, you know, like, I want to, I mean, it's great that we're talking about just this one individual, the pilot, you know, kind of, and how his story, and it's not really just his story about the landing and what happened. It's, you know, how he kind of got his 15 minutes and how basically, as he said, he's been flying for 40 years and his flight career has just been reduced to the 280 seconds of him landing.
Yeah,
and
like,
I think
he was, like, instantly inflated to hero status.
Overnight. Right.
And then at the same time, like, all these other, like, you know, the legal proceedings and everything that happens to him. And again, like, I don't know what it is. Like, it seems like an interesting story, like, interesting enough story, but there wasn't anything that, again, for me to jump right in and be like, I really want to see this.
And it's just not for you. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's going to hit everyone differently, you know?
Yeah.
And there are going to be people who in New York are going to, you know, look at this in either a really positive or really negative light.
Right.
Where, you know, some people are going to say, oh, well, he tried to land on the river. He could have killed people landing on the river.
That's
you know,
true.
and stuff like that. You know, he should have tried to make it back to the airport. And then people are like, well, if you tried to make it back to the airport, you could have crashed on land and killed more people.
Right.
So, you know,
And I think if, like, I was there and I lived through it, maybe it would mean something different. Like, if I was here and I, like, heard about it on the news, like, I probably did, but I just didn't pay attention because I'm awful.
Okay.
But I wasn't in the country or anything, so that probably, it just didn't cross my radar as much as it, it impacted you guys who were actually here in the States while it happened. So, and I probably would react to it differently if that were the case.
Right. Dystopian, any thoughts?
It looks interesting, but I think I'm in the fangirls boat more as far as wanting to know more about the event. It looks really well done, but it doesn't make me want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is amazing though, the whole thing. That there was no one who died during that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've never heard of a case of a plane landing on water and everyone surviving. It's astounding.
Right.
And the captain, I forget his. I think Sully is his last name. I could be wrong, but
Captain Sully.
Captain Sully. Yeah, he says time and time again that the thing that scared him the most was the silence when they were gliding and when the engines were dead. When they finally shut them down completely, him just gliding on the river, and you heard nothing because they'd already told everyone to brace,
right?
And everyone was just being quiet, and it was just the silence. Like he thought he was going to die. That was the last thing he was going to hear was that silence.
Yeah,
and it's just like Jesus, like that is one of the creepiest thoughts ever. Just pure silence.
Yeah,
and that would be an amazing moment in the film if that was there, like where it's just where you kind of take all of that noise and sound away, and then as you see it land, like that would be awesome as you know, as a
scene.
I would like to see it, if just for the fact that I know it'll come up during Oscar season, so it's going to get a lot of Oscar buzz. I would say this is probably the first major contender of the year, just because of who's directing and who's in it. I'm not saying it's going to win, but I would say it's definitely up there, just from the names alone. So, I'm looking forward to it. Moving on from that, we have The Birth of a Nation.
You a child of God. You got purpose. The law put it there, and nobody can take it away.
These books are for white folks. They're full of things your kind wouldn't understand. You're a special boy, Nathaniel. Study hard here.
Your slaves sure do know how to behave.
Well, they God-fearing. One of them's a preacher.
People might pay good money to have them calm down a bit, especially by one of their own.
I lead you to Peter 2:18. Submit yourselves to your masters, not only to those who are good and considerate, but also to those who are harsh. I'm that.
What you think you're doing, boy? I asked you a question.
You done preaching for a little while. Learned your lesson, boy?
Oh, yes. I've learned.
This is being directed by Nate Parker. Now, he is pulling triple duty, director, writer, and starring. So, yeah.
Woody.
Nuts to him, yeah. But
Woody
this
Allen
is his
treatment.
directorial debut. He's only been an actor up until this point. He was in Red Tails, which wasn't exactly good. But he was also in Non-Stop a couple of years ago.
Oh.
What? Non-Stop?
Yeah.
Nah, not exactly.
Which one was that one?
That was Liam Neeson, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. One of those few
so
derivative
also
films.
not good.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
all of those ones blur together. Non-Stop and...
I mean, where Liam Neeson goes and does the same thing?
Right.
That
He's
he
been
was
trained to
in
do.
10 other movies.
Right.
Yeah.
He was also in The Great Debaters
I don't know that one.
with Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay. Also in this, we have Armie Hammer, who was in The Social Network, as well as The Lone Ranger, and he was also in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He played the Russian spy in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. We also have Mark Boone Jr., who was in Memento and Batman Begins. We also have Jackie Earle Haley, who was in Little Children, Watchmen, Lincoln, very good actor. He was in the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street where he played Freddy, which I thought was amazing casting, but it was a shit film. So, yeah, unfortunately. But as you notice, this film shares the same title as the 1915 silent film, which was a KKK propaganda piece.
Right.
Oh, that's what
Yes.
I recognize the name, but I couldn't remember what
Yes.
it was. What?
The original Birth of a Nation is considered by many to be the first narrative film of all time. But again, it was a propaganda piece. But even in the United States government, it's stored in the Library of Congress, an original copy, because of its importance in cinema. Because it was the first time a story had ever been told like that. Up until that point, movies were just considered little jokes. You know, you'd show inside a church or somewhere a little animated scene that people would laugh at and then go away. They didn't think, oh, you could use this as storytelling or art, you know? And then Birth of a Nation came out and they said, oh, wow, this is amazing, even though it's propaganda.
And damn, do I love those cloaks.
Now, the director, Nate Parker, was quoted as saying that he's using this title, obviously, ironically, but very much by design.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that I've reclaimed this title and repurposed it as a tool to challenge racism and white supremacy in America. So this is really the purest form of I'm taking it back, you know?
Right.
Which I think is great, you know? I mean, the original Birth of a Nation, every film critic has seen to say, you know, this is how narrative was born, but also this is how film can be used to manipulate people.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And here we have a film almost 100 years later, you know, turning it on its tail, you know, and saying, we're going to tell the other story of this, you know? And I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be great. And the story of this is of, oh, God, I lost it. I didn't put it down here. Nate Turner, that was his name. The Nate Turner slave rebellion in the South.
Wait, what's the name of the star, actor, producer, director?
Nate Parker. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I thought that too.
Wait, didn't you just say that name?
He was my great.
He's Nathaniel Turner. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No.
So he led several slave rebellions in the South, and he was raised to be a preacher, as the trailer showed, and they raised him to be a preacher to try to keep the slaves at bay, saying, well, we're going to give you these passages in the Bible that show that slavery is okay, and you're going to tell the slaves to be good, obedient slaves because that's what God wants.
Yeah, opiate of the masses.
Right. So then he turned around and said, oh, well, you gave me an education. I'm going to use that against you, you know, and led a massive slave revolt. So this is a fantastic story, but it's also a fucking hard story. Nate Parker will be pulling, again, triple duty on this, and that has me a little worried. I mean, when you do that, it can turn out great. I mean, some of our greatest films have done that, you know, like Citizen Kane or, The Good Dictator, just to name a couple. But it can also go really bad, you know, like Lady in the Water or The Room, or, you know.
Wait, what are you saying?
What are you talking about?
What exactly are you saying?
I'm saying you are tearing me apart, Will!
That's true, I am. I'm sorry. I'll put you back together.
Okay. I mean, triple duty is one of the most strenuous things you can do on a film. It's really reserved for the very best. And if you want to try and do it, power to you.
Or the foolhardy.
Right.
Or both.
Right. And considering the narrative of this, you better nail it, you know? Now, I have faith that this guy is passionate about this project. I don't doubt that at all.
Right.
But as a directorial debut, is he going to be able to tell the story the way it needs to be told? That's what I'm worried about. Now, the budget for this film, which is notable, is only $10 million. Very cheap film. Now, period pieces usually are a bit cheaper depending on when you film them. This period, the 1850s and 60s, is actually pretty cheap time to like shoot a film in. The props are.
I feel like the time machine would take, you know, would be a little costly.
Nah.
Yeah, but you just pay a lot up front, and then when you're there, you just get some slaves, and they do all the stuff for you. Yeah.
I mean,
time machine is only $9 million of the 10. So then you have a whole
The
other
most
million, and
expensive thing is
that's
just
worth
the
like
plutonium you gotta get for it.
way
Gajillions,
more.
yeah.
when
Okay,
you're
back in time.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a lot of greenbacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
It all works out.
Anyway, so again, the budget is only $10 million. It got picked up by Fox Searchlight as an independent film. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this one? I personally think it looks stellar for the budget that it has, and considering that it's this guy's directorial debut. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's got a good look to it. I'm interested in the story. It's been years since I learned anything about that slave rebellion. Yeah, it looks good. I liked the scenes with him. He looked like he was doing a good job of it. Yeah,
I agree.
But like you said, seeing him do the 3 roles,
right.
We'll just have to see if he can really nail it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Got it, Fangirl?
I mean, for me, when I saw the trailer, I felt, as you said, like it looked pretty good, and I feel like Nate Parker did have a lot of charisma in terms of his acting. Like you were drawn, and the writing was pretty good too, from what we did see. And I think part of it was, as you said, that the passion that we saw, or the passion that we think that that he has for the project and the story. I also think that, like, right now, I know that they're also, like, they have just remade Roots, for example. That's another show that they did. Like, it's interesting that, these issues are, like, coming up right now.
Yes.
Constantly, and kind of the history of the United States is, kind of being brought to the forefront again.
Right.
And to me, what's even more... how do I say this? Like, poignant, is that how you say that word?
Yeah,
poignant, even more poignant is the fact that how relevant this material is, not just towards, the black population in the United States, but like the idea of using religious texts, for example, to keep people in line, to make people believe certain things simply because it was written in one singular text, or the fact that the way that we treat people, we push them to their extremes, causes them to rebel. Like, and that's not necessarily a bad thing when there is injustice, but we also have to come and kind of examine ourselves in the world that we live in and see how humanity has pretty much repeated itself, like maybe not to that extent, but has been repeating itself and continuously repeating itself to this point. And when we discriminate, when we are prejudiced against certain people, when we treat people badly, they have nowhere to turn but to come back and say like, hey, look, we don't want to be treated this way anymore. And so the relevance of this film, I think, spans so much further than what it is. Like, I feel so, and that's why I think that this is an important, I think these kinds of movies are very important in our time right now. Whether or not I'm gonna see it, it's a completely different story. Like, I swear I was like tearing up just watching the trailer. Like, it was hard to watch. So like, I felt it there was something, that sunk. Like, I was just like, oh my goodness. So whether or not I'm going to watch it again is a completely different story. But I hope that he is able, to pull off this hat trick, and that it does turn out well. And I hope that it won't be just seen as, propaganda in the other direction. Hopefully, like, I want to see it. I hope that people do see it for what it is.
Right. I will say that and this is going to happen regardless, and it's going to be unfortunate. It's going to be compared to 12 Years a Slave, just because that that was the Oscar winner a couple years ago.
Right, and there's also, right now in the theaters, the
Free Nation of Jones. Free State of Jones.
Right.
A little slightly
that
different
one's
circumstance,
different,
but
McConaughey
it's still
is the lead,
same period, and it still dealt with slavery. Yes,
right.
Of course. But it's going to garner comparisons to that, simply because it's going to be coming up near Oscar season, and because it's dealing slightly with the same subject matter,
Mhm.
you know, of faith in times such as these, and
Right.
And using that faith to overcome, and I feel that's unfortunate because 12 Years a Slave did win Best Picture, and people are going to look at this and say, oh, we expect this to do the same, or it should be the same caliber as 12 Years a Slave.
Right.
And I think that's unfair.
Yeah.
Now, again, considering the subject matter, it should be fantastic, and we should expect it to be well done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't compare it to one of the better films of all time.
Mhm.
So, all that being said, I'm looking forward to it. I wish this director the best. I hope he does well.
Yeah.
But he has got a heavy load ahead of him. Holy crap.
Well, he's already done it.
Well, yeah, but it's also now how to deal with that criticism.
Yeah.
Because when you're pulling that triple duty, you're getting lambasted left and right, because of what you've now done.
Do we have a release date yet?
Yes, I believe it was October, but it didn't. I think that's what the trailer said, October, but I don't think there was a set date for October.
Right. Okay.
Moving on from that, we have Ouija, Origins of Evil.
You are so weird.
Does she have a lot of problems?
It's nothing too concerning.
What's this? New prop for work.
Spirit, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And we can see you.
Who are you talking to, Doris?
Daddy, are you there? Who are you?
Did you see her writing this?
No.
Because it's Polish.
Doris, who did this?
I'll show you. Are you here?
Something is happening that we can't understand.
I'm concerned about your girl. The spirit world is dangerous.
Oh my god, that looks so fantastic.
Now you're supposed to do the laugh now.
I can't. I don't even know what it sounds like. I really have no idea what that sounds like.
So directing this, we have Mike Flanagan. He directed Oculus and... Yeah, close. Close, yeah.
What?
It's close to my name. A
Close
little bit.
enough.
He directed Oculus and Hush, which we recently saw. And, you know what? Oculus was okay. It wasn't good, wasn't bad, but I liked Hush. I thought Hush was pretty darn good. So this director's had some decent work in the past. It's just a shame that it's just a shame.
What?
that he's attached to this movie of all things. But in this we have Elizabeth Reeser. Now she was Esme Cullen in the Twilight series.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was her. We also have Annalise Basso, who was the young girl in Oculus, the younger version.
I was gonna say also in the Twilight.
Yeah.
No.
Little girl number 2.
No, she was the younger version of the girl in Oculus, and she's upcoming. She's going to be in Captain Fantastic. But those are the only notable names in this. Everyone else is except for the one actor
the other
that you
guy.
pulled up. Yeah, what was his name?
Henry Thomas.
And what was he in?
He was in Legends of the Fall.
Okay.
He was in Gangs of New York.
Right.
He was Elliot in E.T.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, those are...
Okay, and he's playing the priest in this.
Yes.
Right. So this is being produced by Michael Bay with Hasbro and Platinum Dunes.
Okay, never mind. Like, what?
If you recall, the original Ouija was produced by Michael Bay.
Oh, was it?
It was. And it was because Ouija boards are now trademarked by Hasbro Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's one of their properties. So it was a board game movie in combination with Platinum Dunes and being a crappy horror film. So it was the perfect amalgam of bullshit. And
but I don't understand because a whole bunch of other movies use Ouija boards.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
So
like
why
horror
would you
films?
have to pay Hasbro and
use
call it Ouija instead of coming up with the more original name and not having to pay
Spirit board.
You know what? Maybe they do that in other films. They just say, "Oh, it's a spirit locator or something like that," and they don't call it a Ouija board.
Well,
it's a creepy
spirit
spelling
letters.
table.
It's spirit letters. I
like
like
spirit
that.
fingers.
Yeah.
I like that.
Battery not included.
Yeah.
Whoa. What kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
spirit
But-
letters are you using?
I don't know how that
The
works.
electric kind.
Because I remember there was one in the first Paranormal Activity. I don't know if they had to pay royalties to Hasbro to have that on there.
Oh, they must. Somebody's got to get paid.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know how that works.
Somebody has to get paid, then you can use it. That's how that works. I'm telling you right now. Ain't you listening, kid?
Well, it could be like the same deal they have with like Mac products, where I know that if you use a Mac product in a film, you don't have to pay royalties to Mac. They're cool with it. They just ask that
They're
you-
cool. It's all good.
Yeah, they're okay with it. In fact, Mac will let you, they'll like loan you products for the film.
Well, of course, it's free advertising.
Right, exactly. But
I don't think
but-
Hasbro has that kind of deal going, right?
No,
Like-
probably not. But I mean, again, Ouija's been used enough that maybe they have something with Ouija. I don't know, but I don't know how that works. But the first film, again, was one of the worst films of I think 2014, if not one of the worst horror films of all time.
Nice.
It currently has a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
7%?
7%.
Wow.
Yeah, it is horrendous.
Yeah.
Even that being the case, it had a $5 million budget and made $103 million in the box office.
You mean the first one?
The first film. So they made how many times their budget on the first film?
I don't know. I'm
Was
bad
it
Asian. I can't do
PG-13?
math.
It was PG-13, yes. So they were guaranteed to make another one. Because, again,
Because it makes money.
given how much the first one made, they can make 5 more sequels/prequels and still be in the black. So it doesn't matter. So this film, again, is a prequel. Because horror film prequels always turn out well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Especially
Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, Exorcist the beginning, Hannibal Rising, Annabelle. You know, I could go on, but yeah, they're all bullshit.
Hannibal Rising.
Did you ever hear about that one?
Was that even before Red Dragon then?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
No.
Hannibal Rising was about when he was a kid.
Oh, wow. That's
And
really dumb.
It was fucking stupid. It was him as a teenager and like him going through World War II or something.
Huh.
And then having dealings in Japan or something. I saw it in theaters and it was fucking terrible.
Cool.
It was really bad. And why they think they can get away with this shit, I'll never know.
Because people pay them to do it.
But anyway, so yeah, they're creating a prequel for one of the worst horror films of all time.
Yay.
I feel like you say that a lot.
Well, unfortunately, that's the case. They are doing that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, then which one is the worst?
The worst horror film of all time?
Yeah. That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could argue one of the Wood films, the Ed Wood films, like Plan 9 from Outer Space or something.
But I thought you just said that Ouija was.
No, I said one of the worst.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I misheard.
No, that's okay. I'm sure there are far worse horror films out there than even Ouija, but Ouija is still one of the baddies.
Baddie.
But, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this one? I mean, the premise is just that you have this psychic family who's conning people in their house, and they go out and buy a Ouija board, and they say, oh, this is a new prop for our psychic scam.
Right.
And it turns out the little girl is actually connected to the other side somehow, and then she's using the Ouija board to connect, and then she gets bent over backwards, and her mouth is hanging open, her eyes roll into her head and shit. And
Yay.
yeah.
She kills people.
Yeah.
Right. Makes a boy turn a slingshot on himself, which admittedly I laughed at pretty hard. But yeah.
Violence against children, man. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
That makes
It's
it
like a
better.
Stephen King book.
Oh.
No, he does have a lot of violence against children in his books. He does.
No, I meant comparing, like talking about Stephen King and this Ouija movie in the same, like.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. I meant kids dying.
Oh, okay.
It's like Stephen King.
No.
Yep. Salem's Lot. Ugh.
But do you guys have any thoughts on this one? I mean, I just think it looks like garbage. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh.
It bored you to death, apparently.
Yeah, right.
Get it? Bored.
Made the pun and I didn't know it. You broke her.
Stop breaking people today.
Yeah.
That's what I do today.
Nice.
Just
one day only.
Yeah. Go on up. You're broken.
What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it just looks stupid.
It looks incredibly stupid. I agree.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It's hard when I was watching it because there's a glare, and all the trailers were dark, and I couldn't see a lot.
Sorry.
But I just don't know. I don't understand where any of this like stories make sense. Like in any way.
Like there's almost no
connection to the original.
Well, no, there's just.
I thought you meant like there was basically no continuity throughout this trailer and then the movie, and then kind of like things were just happening, and it was literally just for scares. Like it was just like, this is kind of
you
scary.
Just put into words exactly.
All right, all right. No, and
basically,
that
you got
sense.
a creepy thing, and it's going to make other creepy things happen.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah,
like it's so stupid.
See,
creepy creepers.
Yeah.
I have a couple of things to say for this one. I think first, it does, I think, look better than the first one. The way that it's done, I mean, I don't know what it was, but from obviously I didn't see the first one, but trailer wise, this trailer looked a little bit better. Maybe it was
I will give you that. Yes, I will give you that.
Maybe it was the lack of tweens in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Of doing
Kids
stupid
instead
shit.
Of tweens.
Yeah.
Right.
That was number one. Number two, so what is inherently freaky about little girls? I mean, I don't get it. Like, no, I get it in the way that I'm creeped out by, like, little girls, too. But, like...
I'm not creepy.
I'm not creepy. They are. But, like... Nothing. Yeah, that's for another day. But... So, but our like little girls are scary. They're always in like horror films. Is it because like if you did that to an adult, it's less scary?
I think that there's what it is with children, us or little girls in general, just with children, is that we view children as inherently innocent, but also there's a purity to their hatred and their rage when they get to that point. I mean, because when you think about, there's a famous line from Cowboy Bebop. There's nothing more pure and evil than a child. Something that Jet says in one of the episodes. And that's true, is that children are pure, but when they're evil, they are pure evil. And that's what, in fact, is scary about them. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. I think this just kind of links perfectly back to Morgan in the fact that, I mean, if you're saying that children are inherently both, you know, evil, or they're not inherently evil. You know what I mean? Whatever you said.
No, they are inherently evil.
You said it.
They are.
Really depends.
But that idea where, you know, if she is, you know, she has, you know, she hasn't been on this earth for long enough for her to kind of be not evil. I don't know, whatever.
She's going to be of extremes rather than,
right.
Than you know, middle ground. Yeah. So, but
Right.
yeah. So that's what I had to say about that. I was really excited about it, and then I realized it really wasn't much.
Short and sweet.
But the third thing I was going to say about this was I really liked the opening of this trailer, though. I thought that was kind of cute, and I kind of
The scam part, you mean?
Yeah, the scam part. I liked that, and I kind of wish that it wasn't a horror movie, and instead it was like kind of looking at this family of
traveling family that was scamming
like
people.
Scamming people, and how, you know, it becomes like, you know, how we get along, like, not how we get along, but like, you know, that kind of movie, like,
Right.
like, them, yeah. kind of
Watch them dupe people through the countryside and make a living.
Yeah, and then how they get along with each other, and then eventually settle down somewhere to dupe more people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
the duping.
Finally do something.
The dupers.
That's not duping.
They don't have to. I don't mind really.
Once a duper, always a duper.
Yeah. Especially if like they dupe like rich people.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like Robin Hood?
Yeah, that'd be. But then I'm
Dupe
also
from
thinking.
the rich, give to the poor.
Yeah. I think one way that we could possibly use this to tie all the scary parts together is the fact that the spirits are angered by the fact that, they're not taking them seriously and they're like, actually we're here or whatever. But that's like, I mean, that would be the most straightforward way of explaining why these things are happening.
Which is probably what they're
gonna do. Yeah.
I like thinking back on it. Like I feel like a lot of what they're putting in this has like been done. Like especially the part
I agree
where the girl's looking in the mirror and like her face is, or I mean her lips are like sealed together, and then she like wakes up because it's a dream. Like how many times have I seen that?
That's
like,
immediately
how many times have you had that dream? Oh my gosh, really?
Not that dream.
Okay.
Plenty of other horror dreams. But
Yes,
not
but
that
not
that one. Okay. I'm
Getting
gonna
into
have
some
that
real
tonight,
shit
aren't I?
now.
It's like,
Yeah, right. You wake up.
Oh my
never
God.
mind. I can just open them. Never.
Right, and they even showed in the trailer that was like a dream sequence.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
That's terrible. It's
You
like
don't show
because
that in
when
the trailer.
it's always so great when you show something like that. Oh, it was just a dream. Fuck off! I hate that.
Yeah, stupid Patrick Duffy.
Yeah. Getting out of the shower.
See, I'm
jerk.
okay with that because I'm all about the psychological.
I'm okay with psychological.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, psychological is fine. I just don't want it to be a dream.
If it's an interesting
because you could
dream,
That's true.
not a dream that has been
also,
shown in movies
I feel
all
like
the time.
it's not, and that wasn't psychological. It was because the sister was like whispering
Yeah.
shit in her ear.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
just like, it's almost like it's one of those things when you're thinking about something before you go to bed, and then you go to bed and then you dream about it because like you've been thinking about it the whole day, and like that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's like, I was totally thinking about my mouth getting
Wow. Okay.
molded over.
Yeah. And
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. I didn't know how to explain that.
Interesting.
I meant her, not me. I talk way too much for that. Oh my God, that would be a nightmare for me.
No, you're definitely having that.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, shit. What did I do?
So I'll sum this up by saying, considering who the director is, again, he's had some decent horror films in the past. I'm feeling more positive about this one than I did the original Ouija, which just looked like, again, complete bullshit. But considering what it is, again, a prequel to one of the worst films of all time, this has the potential to be one of the worst films of the year. The potential to be that. Will it be that? I don't know, but I am not looking forward to this at all.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot.
Since when has it ever been a thing to pick up the piece and look through the hole?
Since the last film.
Oh, did they do that last
They did that in the last film, and it's stupid.
Is that what ties the two movies together?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
I'm
Just
going to look
looking
through and then the spirit possesses me?
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Okay. Don't look through peepholes.
Or there's actually a
Don't be a
name for
peeper.
that thing that's inside the...
Or duper.
Yeah.
There's actually
Peep and
a name for
duper.
that thing. I forget what it's called, but yeah,
Eye-hole.
Ouija introduced that, of looking through that and seeing a spirit.
No, that's your pupil.
But... Wow.
Well, it's stupid.
It is very stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hate it.
So it's not even
Yeah.
the same board that the kids find later on?
Oh,
well,
that could
again,
be the connection
this
too.
board,
like
this
Jumanji.
board was just bought by the family. It could be the same board.
Right, like
But-
as in like because this is a prequel, so
Right.
it could have been.
Right.
It could be, but we
then
don't
it
know.
doesn't. But then it doesn't explain because like okay. Also, another really stupid thing. I'm sorry that this just came to
No,
me.
that's fine. That's fine.
They said that the title of the film is Ouija, the origins of evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck was the origin? We're not finding the origin. This girl finds the stupid fucking board, and then it's already possessed.
Right.
Am I not right in saying that?
Well, I don't think the board was possessed so much as the board was used to unlock something.
Okay, so, but it's still not the origin of anything. It's not like the origin story of something evil. Something evil already existed.
That's true. That's very true.
Therefore, it's not origins of evil.
Well,
what are we talking about? All evil?
No, or like this. I guess like I'm just talking about like the
spirits in
evil.
this.
I
Right.
mean, like the movie. Is the movie saying it's?
No, I don't think.
Are these
like,
supposed to be the same spirits that attack the other
kids?
I think that's what they're driving at.
But I thought the other
I thought one was
like,
a girl that died.
Yeah.
A friend. I don't know. I didn't see it.
No,
Yeah.
it was. They had a friend who died and they wanted to contact her.
Oh, and then by trying to contact her, they opened
found-
the door to
for
the
other
evil.
spirits. Yes, and that this is the
And this
evil
is the
from-
origin of that evil,
Right,
even though it's
right.
Not the
because
origin, yeah.
It doesn't explain where this
evil came from. Exactly.
It's just saying it's there.
Yeah, like that's what it seems, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not like it's a ghost
that
like a person who was evil and then they died and became this ghost.
right, or it would make sense if like it was a like maybe like if the little sister was like a psychopath or something and ends up like killing the older sister and then like one of them became the board or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's different. Like,
Right, but
see,
the spirit's already possessing her.
exactly.
Yeah,
So which means
that doesn't
like
make any sense.
exactly. So that's why I'm little like I know that I'm getting hung up on the fact that it's stupidly titled.
No, it's okay.
But it pisses me off. It's like, name it something better if you're not going to actually do what the title says.
Like No Eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Like No Eyes.
Well, we're gonna move on to our final trailer for the night, which is Trolls.
My name is Branch, and I'm a troll. Why do I live in a heavily fortified survival bunker? Because right outside my door lurks a nightmare. Named Poppy.
A 5, 6, 7, 8. Everybody,
Poppy is the leader of the trolls, and it's not her fault she's so insanely happy. She just never faced a real problem. Until now.
Cupcake? Branch, we just got attacked by a Bergen.
A Bergen?
It took everybody. Dad!
What's your plan?
To rescue everyone and make it home safely.
So you're going to scrapbook them to freedom.
Solid burn, Branch.
I got this
Oh, yeah.
But they don't. Oh wait, do they?
What?
Do they have little gems in their bellies?
I didn't notice. I don't think they did.
Oh.
We'll have to go back and watch it again. But this is being directed by Mike Mitchell. He directed Sky High, which I actually like. Sky High. I thought it was actually a pretty entertaining film.
What's that?
It came out in 2005. It was a high school that dealt with training superheroes.
Oh, cool.
And you either become a superhero or a sidekick, and it's kind of like a hierarchy between the two. And
you're not cool if you're a sidekick.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
You're lame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then some kids...
Come along, lame boy.
Some kids who are the sons and daughters of superheroes still don't get their powers, and it's kind of like The Incredibles a little bit, but it played out pretty well. He also directed Shrek Forever After, which was okay, but he also directed Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked.
Ah, yes. That
of
gem.
course.
Very nice, very nice.
Sigh. But in this, for the voice cast, a big voice cast for this, we have Anna Kendrick, we have Justin Timberlake, we have Zoe Deschanel, we have Russell Brand, James Corden, Gwen Stefani, John Cleese, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who you may just know as McLovin. Yeah. For the rest of his life, he'll just be known as McLovin.
What show was that from again?
No, it's from Superbad.
It's
The movie Superbad.
Oh.
Michael Cera.
Right.
I never actually saw it.
Or you could just call him the motherfucker, which is what he was in Kick-Ass. Now this is based around, of course, the popular troll dolls from our childhood with the long spiky hair and well, not spiky, but just long pointy hair, I should say. What's up?
Glozell is also in it.
Glozell. Who's Glozell?
She's the YouTube lady who's like really, really over the top.
You're gonna have to narrow it down a little.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them.
Like, the only thing that I can remember
Do you
was...
have a picture?
Yeah. She did, like, the cinnamon challenge.
Wait a minute, is she the one with, like, the green lipstick?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I know her. Okay. Yeah, she is a little out there.
Yeah, so I wasn't wrong in my discussion.
No, you weren't. But again, there's so a lot of them.
That's true.
Oh,
Well, we
Okay,
checked the
I wouldn't-
pictures and they don't have gems.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Maybe
don't?
it's a movie about how they get
Oh, they get them by the end. I think
Maybe
you
they
might
kill a
have figured it
civilization and
out.
take their gems and put them in their belly buttons for more power. Right? Right?
No.
Or maybe it's like the Care Bear stare where they shoot, like, beams out of the gems.
I
and
sure hope
kill
so.
people.
I mean, if I could, I
Bears
would.
don't kill people.
You know, I'm pretty sure they killed a motherfucker once or twice.
Not with the Care Bear stare. Maybe with the shiv in their boot, but not the Care Bear stare.
The shiv in their boots?
Nice. Yeah.
What?
Where would you
They
keep
carried
your...
around shivs in their boots?
Yeah, where would you keep your shiv if you were a Care Bear?
Exactly.
I don't know. In my fur?
No.
That's too expected.
Yeah. It's got to be
exactly
in the boot.
where they're looked.
That's
Oh,
right.
fuck.
Nobody checks Care Bear boots.
So, I'm surprised it took Hollywood this long to actually make a troll film. You know, because these dolls have been around for, what, 30, 40 years now?
I had a game, a board game, a troll board game.
And how was that?
Amazing.
And more importantly, do you still have said game?
Maybe. That's a good question. It might be in my house.
Now, did you
somewhere.
use actual troll dolls as the pieces?
Unless I'm making this up and it was actually something different. But I'm pretty sure there was like these little gems that you had to like get, like collect as you went like around the board.
Good God, what is that, like dead
different-
troll gems? Like,
Oh, God.
They just fade out of existence, but their gem stays.
That
that
sounds
was
like Steven Universe.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right.
Yes, treasure trolls. That's it. That's exactly it. Found it.
Nice.
Life is
So did you
good.
use trolls as the pieces?
I think
Like the
so.
dolls?
No, like it came with like their own thing.
You gotta use the actual
No,
troll
they're
dolls.
too big.
No, that would be a huge board.
Like human size.
Or it'd have like 5 spaces. All right, game's done.
Yeah.
Johnny rolled a 6.
Nice. As you noticed with the voice cast, there is a lot of musical talent in this voice cast.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of
And-
musical numbers.
Yeah, I suspect there's going to be a lot of music in this film,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I mean, just in this trailer alone, there was the lead song by Junior Senior, "Move Your Feet,"
And they said in the trailer there's going to be original music to this movie by
Timberlake and Gwen Stefani. Right.
Yeah.
The song that we heard was an original song by Timberlake for the film.
Okay, I do have to say, that song has been played on the radio so much.
Really?
That's the first I've heard it.
So much.
I hadn't
We
heard it.
listen to different stations.
We do.
That's an
Yeah.
accurate.
I hadn't heard it
that's
until this
accurate.
trailer.
Oh my God.
Super
I mean, I listen to top 40 stations and stuff.
NPR, baby.
Oh
Well,
my
they're not gonna play
God.
any songs.
You know what?
from there.
I'm going
Not
to take
true.
a sidetrack here for a
Not
second.
true.
Justin Timberlake.
The other day when I was coming back from the beach,
maybe there's an interview with him.
I was dropping off Kim at the beach. I was driving back, and she has XM, and I just happened to turn on Hits 1, and it was the Meghan Trainor song No. Okay. The other day when I'm driving back, turn on Hits 1, it's the Meghan Trainor song No. All right, whatever. So, driving a little bit further, I flip by that station again. Meghan Trainor song No. Like, what, is this the only fucking song they play? Change it back in later. Same fucking song. I'm like, Jesus, they just have it on a loop. It's ridiculous.
That's what radio is, baby.
That's why I can't listen to stations like that. They just play the same fucking songs over and over until it's dead.
I don't usually listen to that song or that radio
Nah,
station.
I just listen to Lithium. Yeah.
I mean, I listen to radio, FM, radio.
Yeah.
So I'm on WSTW or
Well, there's
WJBR.
the problem right there.
I mean, I don't mind top 40. I like pop music in general. It's catchy. I can sing in the car. I like it.
Right.
So that doesn't bother me. But this song has been every time I hear it, I have to switch the channel because it's so annoying. And because it's for this movie, does this mean it's gonna be here forever? Like until the movie comes?
It'll be here forever.
Oh my goodness! Like it literally. I mean, I feel like it's been playing for like the past like couple of months. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. But that's what it feels like.
It's been 3 days.
Yeah.
God.
This doesn't come out until like November, so you're gonna hear it until then.
I'm not happy about that.
You know what reminds me of the regular show when they had the summertime song that wouldn't stop, and then they had to make the macaroni song. The whole theory of that episode was that you'll get a song stuck in your head, and that it'll just bore its way into your head and you can't get it out, and it actually become a physical manifestation.
Yeah.
And if you try to get rid of it, it'll try to kill you.
Of course. That's how that works.
So you have to create a more annoying song to combat that song. So what we have to do to combat this one is make a more annoying song.
Someone call Pharrell.
Nice.
I like Pharrell.
Me too.
One of the things that, well, before I get into the last thing I want to talk about the trailer, the premise of the film is that, again, it's just a happy little society of trolls. You have one that's barricaded himself inside like a big, secure fortress, I think is what he called it, yeah.
Bunker.
But,
Bunker, yeah.
Bunker,
Duper.
yeah, a bunker.
Dupin Bunker.
And they're led by this one lead female troll who's voiced by Anna Kendrick, and then this thing shows up and kidnaps her dad. Which I think
everybody, right?
Or everybody.
Oh, is that what happened?
Kidnapped everybody.
Yeah, I couldn't really
tell
tell
it
what
was just a
happened.
big thing.
Oh, I forget what they called it.
Bigger troll.
It was
Yeah,
like a
bigger troll.
Oh no, a bigger troll.
A Bergen, or something like that, yeah.
Balrog.
Meister Burger.
Yep. Stop!
Oh, look at that 2 frames per second. Wow.
Yep.
Just sounds like that. It's either clicking or clocking. Click, clock, click,
Yep.
clock.
So, it's their job to go out and save the rest of the trolls, and there's lots of musical numbers along the way, you know. And the few jokes that there were pretty funny, you know, like the whole scrapbook them to death, you know, which was funny, you know. And the animation is pretty quick, and I like that. You know, it's snappy animation. It's still good animation, but it's quick humor, and that works well for animation like this. I was wondering why in the trailer, when they showed the names of each of the cast members, they actually had to show who it was. It's like, do you think we don't know who Timberlake is, or who Anna Kendrick is?
Just
Like
to
the-
match
the
their face with
faces
their
to the
troll face.
Yeah. 'Cause
Like
I think-
face, like, you know, it'll be in your memory better for some people. Some people do images better than words.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the promotional shots that I've seen, it's like it's the voice actor standing there, and then their little trolls like on their shoulder or whatever, and so I think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
So and I think it helps because, you know, I guess their characters, like their characteristics, like, you know, hey, this is the person, and whatnot. I don't know.
Well, and okay, I get that, but at the same time, it feels like to me they're not advertising the movie so much as the people in the movie, which I don't like that DreamWorks does that a lot, where they'll have a good movie, but they think that the people they get for the movie is more important than the narrative itself. Like they did that with Shark Tale, when they got Will Smith and Angelina Jolie, Jack Black. They put their names everywhere and then made a shitty film. It's like, I don't care the voice cast you got, write a good movie, you know. And they just sold it based on who was in it, you know. And I'm afraid they're gonna do that with this.
Again, we haven't seen really that much of this.
Right. This is actually more of a teaser than a trailer at this point. Yeah.
But I feel like that's not what they were doing. Like, I feel like each of the shots of the cast was like pretty quick. It was kind of like boom, 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 boom. And they did focus on the narrative. And,
I agree.
And they did focus on the jokes and stuff. So I don't think that that's what they were doing. And I think that this is more of like, this is a cutesy thing where it's like, hey, especially since a lot of these people aren't necessarily voice actors, and it's kind of like, hey, look, it's like, you know, a face to the troll.
I hope you're right, and I hope moving forward, I hope they're not, you know, putting the names more out there than the movie itself.
They're going to be. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mislead you to think that wasn't going to happen. I'm pretty sure that that's what's going to happen. They're going to do that, but I feel like the movie seems relatively solid too.
Okay. Alrighty. And this one looks alright. I mean, I'm not really excited for it, but I got a chuckle or two out of it. It should be okay. You know, again, it's just another property they're snatching up to sell more nostalgia to us. But at the same time, it looks harmless. It looks like it could be funny. It's better than getting another Shrek or or some spin-off from that again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it and for what it is.
I'm looking forward to see if I can go find my Treasure Trolls game.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to it.
Yeah, I that needs to be a game night.
Treasure Trolls.
That's a lot of pressure. I can find it.
Any other thoughts on this one, guys?
I mean, I think it looks cute. Like, as you said, I think the animation looks cute. I think, the trolls were done cutely. Everything is cute. It's cute.
It is. It's like a world of cute.
Yeah, that's
everything
what it is.
was like
you wanted to poke everything.
It reminds me of the Little Big Planet world where everything's kind of like that fluffy plush look. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's why you want to poke it.
Right, but that's okay. It's just that look to the world.
No, fangirl, you're the only one that wants to poke
them.
Things.
And was
true.
it always a thing that the trolls could control their hair like that? I didn't.
What?
My doll didn't do that. I don't know.
I never had one.
You see in the trailer that the trolls are able to walk on their own hair and use it as a whip and stuff like that. And
I whip my hair back and forth.
I whip my hair. Exactly what I had.
What was that?
I kind of hate myself.
I know.
I
whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
I don't know what that is.
What?
What? No, you drank that away? You really?
What is I whip my hair back
It
and
was
forth?
Willow
Yes.
Smith's song. That literally were the only lyrics in that song.
Yeah.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair
I
back.
don't know this.
We'll add it into the podcast in post
God.
for you.
If that maybe was it so bad that it's something that I would just never get exposed to.
No. We exposed you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was so bad, but you most definitely have been exposed
I must have
to it.
drunk it away.
It was probably playing the same. It took the position that Meghan Trainor's no took.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Yep.
So now that you have that in your head,
Push that out.
We'll bring it back for you. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I'm taking it back.
No.
Any other thoughts on this one, guys?
no.
No.
I think I would watch it.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think it. Fuck, I can all the only thing I can say, it looks cute, but it. Yeah, seriously, I got nothing other than that. I want to see it because it looks cute, and it also made me have fuzzy feelings inside.
Yes.
Warm fuzzy feelings.
Also
Warm
good.
fuzzy feelings.
Good.
Well, so did that stupid movie with the stupid thing and the stupid car. So
Let's not get into that again.
No. We're not getting back to that. Nope.
I just wonder
Keep
why
it rolling.
Justin Timberlake's troll is
It's
like
the
gray
grumpy
and dark.
one. Yeah.
And yeah.
And also, I feel like that was a
He's trying
weird
not to be
cast for
typecast.
Justin. Yeah. Well,
Well,
sorry.
Alright, no, it's okay.
But he seems to be the only one that's like
Yeah, he's kind
darker.
of he's
Yeah.
kind of looks like kind of ousted himself from society. He doesn't want to be part of the cutesy
happy.
I
mean, he's still cute.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's kind of locked himself away to prepare for something attacking like this. And since he was prepared, he didn't get kidnapped. But now he still feels like he has to go out and rescue people. So
Gotta do his troll duty.
right,
like
and
John
then
Goodman.
it becomes this thing of it's okay to have the warm fuzzy
No.
feelings.
I haven't
and
seen it
be-
yet.
Oh,
Guys,
no.
I haven't seen it.
What'd you say?
Calm
His
down.
duty?
Yeah, it's okay for him to be protective, but still be part of society and have the warm fuzzy feelings. And, that's probably what the moral's going to be. Just have happiness in your heart and.
you sound so pleased about that.
Have happiness.
If I have to.
Sound like Plankton. F is for the fires that burn down the whole town.
Oh gosh.
Let's get into feature presentations. First one being is Captain Fantastic. So we talked about this one a few weeks back, and
You did?
this is the one with oh god, I don't think it was McConaughey. I think it was Viggo Mortensen with his family out in the woods. Yes, his wife dies, and he has to take his kids on a trip to go see them, and the grandfather doesn't want them to go.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of press for this film. Not a whole lot of advertising for it either. It is getting a major release, but not a nationwide release. So, I still want to see this. I think that it's going to be kind of the dynamic of these kids, going into the world for the first time, and because again, like I mentioned, they were calling them the Philosopher Kings. They're trying to set these kids up to be the perfect people and how they're raising them. But now this event has occurred where they have to be exposed to the world for the first time and how they're going to deal with that. So I'm intrigued by this. I would like to see it. Although I want to see some more previews. I've only seen that first trailer still. Yeah. And I have seen no other commercials. It's not getting advertised. I don't know why.
Right.
So, yeah, what do you guys think?
I doubt I'll see it in theaters. If it came to Netflix, I know I would see it. Because I like Viggo Mortensen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the premise is interesting. It doesn't make me want to go out to a theater to see it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm still not super excited about it. Really, not my cup of tea. Looks good.
Okay, that's fine.
Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a movie that somebody will do something, and I'm gonna get angry, and then I want to be like, "Why did you do that? That was really, really stupid. Like you shouldn't have done that." And now your kids are taken away, and then I get mad. So I try not to watch stuff like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Something to put you in knots.
I mean, get me all jammed up.
Gets you all jammed up.
Right.
Well, when we watch Game of Thrones, that's actually like scenes where she feels like someone's about to die. It's like, I'm getting all jammed up.
Yeah, it's like,
I was like, no.
I know you feel like
the whole Battle of the Bastards. She was like that, just like, no.
God. I was so tense during that whole thing.
I know.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that later, by the way.
Good.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it later.
Yeah. So, moving on from that, we have Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
Okay, that I want to see.
Really?
Do you not know me? Of course I want to see this movie.
Why does that surprise you?
Yeah, why does that surprise you?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know. It's,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like, I like all the actors who are in it.
Well,
it looks stupid. So why don't I want to see it?
I can't think of a reason.
Like, again, I
Fair
might not
points.
see it in the theater. I just want to see it at some point.
Okay.
It's kind of like I still need to see Neighbors and Neighbors 2.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to see those.
The early press for this has not been good, and I don't know how to feel about this one. The early trailers had me laughing, but the more recent ones haven't been funny. A lot of the jokes are just falling flat. Like, there was the one bit about pranking someone in Vegas. I don't know if you saw that
I
one.
don't think so.
It was something to do with, it was Anna Kendrick or Audrey Plaza talking to the bride. And saying, did you have your bachelorette party in Vegas? And she's like, oh, yeah, I did, or something. And he's like, oh, did you pretend to be a hooker? And he's like, what? And he's like, oh, what you do is you pretend to be a hooker, and then you get the guy back to the room, and then you take his money, but then you pretend to film it and say you're a cop, and then you make him leave the room but keep the money. And they're just like, what? And this is like, what? What? Is that a joke? Like, I don't understand.
Well, I think what I have to say about this is I hope that Audrey Plaza did choose a project that would not make Amy Poehler disappointed in her. I hope, that is my hope.
Well, she already did that. That was Dirty Grandpa.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Forgot about that. Okay, so never mind. I take it all back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dirty Grandpa is one of the worst films of the year, and Audrey Plaza was in that, and people are like, you are far better than this. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about a lot of the TV trailers for this, or at least the ones I've seen, are like pushing, oh yeah, this really happened.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
the whole inspired by true events thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've only seen, the first trailer, okay? So I don't know whether or not...
They're showing the same clips, But like in between, it'd be like, yeah, this happened, and then like it shows something else, and, like, and this really happened. And I'm like, well, this is really stupid.
It was really just a couple guys. They posted on Craigslist, I think, that they needed dates, and then it blew into this big thing for a little while on social media. But it was never this big.
Oh,
you know?
because I didn't even know that this is actually based.
No, neither did I.
either.
No, neither did I. I had to look it up. But even then, it was like it never really got that big. It was just kind of a joke for a while.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to see it in theaters.
Oh, I would definitely not see it
no.
in theaters.
No, thank you.
Maybe
even
I'm gonna buy out a whole theater.
Just to see this.
Nice,
Yeah.
real nice.
Oh, it shows dedication. I'm impressed.
No.
Yep.
I'm not going on my way to see this one. If you had picked it up on Netflix or Redbox, I might watch it with
Yeah.
you or someone else.
Yeah,
but
like
I'm not paying money for it.
Yeah, I would do this like on like a.
If someone else paid money,
If someone else paid for it,
Yeah,
yes,
no,
I would then
no.
watch it. But that's the only way.
If you
No, I
want
mean,
to pay
if
a
it was on
monthly
Netflix,
fee,
I would like watch this in a second. Like if it was on Netflix, I'd just get a bottle of wine, just plop down on a Friday night, and I'd be like, I'm sitting down and watching this by myself, because that's awesome. But yeah, other
With
than
Belle.
that, no. Yeah, oh, with
Belle.
Belle. Yeah, with Belle.
The Belle
Actually, no. I think Confucius might probably would watch it with me too if I may.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Fan Dog just turned 6 years old.
Yeah, Fan Dog did turn 6 years old.
Yay.
She's
Happy birthday, Fan
yeah.
Dog.
Fan Dog is awesome, and she's
And
really
now she
happy.
has 20 bottles laying around.
Yeah.
she's a drunk.
wine bottle,
Wine bottles, yeah.
beer bottles.
She's a wino.
No, it was great. When we celebrated her birthday, we gave her a choice between her cake, so it was like a birthday treat cake, and her toy. And she's a lab, so again, most people think that labs are really food driven. She went straight for the toy, and she was like, screw the cake.
I need toys.
Yep.
Well, moving on from that, we have The Secret Life of Pets. So we've been talking about this one for a while. The first preview for this came out almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
And even that first preview had me cracking up because, like I mentioned, we all found our spirit animals inside that trailer. Like I was the dachshund, Will was the metal poodle.
Yeah. No, that was. Oh yeah, because Ben was the cat who ate all the
food.
Yes.
And you were.
I was the squirrel dog, the dog that got distracted a lot.
squirrel dog.
Oh, yes.
But I think now that I've seen more trailers, I think I have to reevaluate who I am.
Are you the bunny?
Yeah, I am.
You're the bunny.
I am so the bunny. like the psychotic Kevin Hart bunny.
Excellent.
Fair enough.
No disagreement from us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now, we have a little insight on this. You said that Calvin has already seen it, right?
Apparently, yes. I think he told me that he has already seen it.
And what were his thoughts on it?
Meh.
Yeah,
like it
Which is a shame.
wasn't. It wasn't super good or anything. I think this again had to stack up against Finding Dory, which just came out, and then Zootopia, which came out earlier in the year.
Right.
I feel like there was another big animated film that came out too, but
there's been a few.
Yeah, that came out this year, which were pretty good. So, unfortunately, I think that it was just trying to live up to the standards of everything else.
Okay. I will say that in the recent previews of the film, the TV spots, I've been noticing a lot of cross promotion. Like
With
this
the
is
Minions.
It's the Minions Studios. It's Illumination Studios.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, you saw a dog dressed up like a minion.
Yeah.
And then there's like a van rolling around. I don't know if like the pets are driving the van or something. You see a poster for Sing, which comes out in November, which is again Illumination Studios. So they're kind of doing the Marvel thing where they're advertising all their other films inside the current film. It's like, come on, don't do this. Don't make your current film just a big commercial for your other films. There's no need for that. But I'm other than that, I want to see it. But the early press, if it's just meh, which again, not just going off Calvin, he's
that was just yeah.
But I had heard other things that saying that
So he's part of the AP now.
I know. It's just like wow.
Yeah, but I had heard other things the last couple of weeks that said it was just all right.
Yeah,
but I thought it looked I thought it looked good for a while. I would still like to see this in theaters.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah,
and I mean, the cast makes you want to see it. Kevin Hart, Louis
Right.
C.K. I mean, come on.
Definitely like a $5 Tuesday material.
Yes.
Agreed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely.
$5 Tuesday. And moving on from that, our final feature presentation is Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's coming out this week?
Next week.
Next week?
Yep. Right around the corner. Yep.
I didn't even know it was coming out so soon.
Mm-hmm. So this is getting released. It's already been released overseas, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The world premieres have come out. The press for this is very quiet because Sony has kind of shut everyone up. They're not letting anyone talk. And the early press is that's usually the case, but with this, they're being extra quiet. And no one really knows why that's the case. Some people are saying, "Oh, well, it's so good they don't, they want to wait to get the reviews out. When they do, so they don't want to get the reviews, pulled down by Sony." Or the thing is, "Oh, well, it's bad enough that they're afraid Sony will slam them with a lawsuit if they release it too early." So no one really knows what's happening right now with this. But the current TV spots have been good and bad for me. There are some jokes that have worked. There are some jokes that have fallen completely flat. Like I mentioned before, the more recent trailers have gotten better, but now the TV spots are a mixed bag. So I don't know how to feel about this one right now. I want it to be good. I really want it to be good. But I have so many mixed feelings, so many things that don't look like it's just not going to be funny. So I don't know. I just don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, for me, this is a reboot I wasn't looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I go to see reboots, it has to be something that I really wanted, which is few and far between.
Right.
You guys know me. It takes a lot for me to get to the movie theater. That's just how it is. Even for $5 from a certain Cinemark theater. But it doesn't make me want to do that. Would I probably Netflix it or Redbox it? Yeah. If we were all going to do it. But I don't know if I want to see it in theaters yet. I don't know.
Okay. That's fair.
Like, it didn't look bad. It just didn't make me want to go see it.
That's fair.
There's some parts that look like really not cheesy, but
just kind of dumb.
Yeah, just like over the top dumb.
Yeah, like some of the
but
jokes
not
were
even funny dumb.
Yeah, but then like when the one thing is on her back.
Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that I'm just like no, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, a little like if it was like shorter, or I don't know. It's just
it was funny for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they did it for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay.
And you're like,
you killed the joke. Move
funny.
on. Right.
Not funny.
Every time Confucius and I see that part when like the people go in selfie with her, we crack up. It's like we think it's the funniest thing ever.
Nice.
That's why you're made for each other.
Yep. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for a $5 Tuesday of this. I'm
tempered excitement.
But you wouldn't pay more for that?
The Dystopian here, who
Hello.
it doesn't take that much to get me to see a $5 movie, but it takes me a lot to pay full price for a movie.
Okay.
I don't like to pay full price for a movie if I don't have to.
All right.
Because I am super cheap.
True.
But yeah, no. I mean, I feel like that's almost my highest ranking. Like to see a $5 Tuesday movie, that's my highest ranking. I don't go further than that.
That's like your 99 percentile.
If
It's only that 1% where you actually see full price.
I think if we got a film with Sandra Bullock, Idris Elba, and Kristen Bell, you'd be paying full price on opening night.
No. No.
And Julie Andrews.
Did we pay full price to see Whiskey Tango Foxtrot?
Did we?
I don't remember if it was
I don't
Tuesday.
think. I think it was Tuesday.
Oh.
Or it was like a matinee. Like we saw it like during the day or something.
Oh, okay.
No, you also forgot Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay, and Cumberbatch. Sorry.
Then maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I would like I would
Hiddles
actually
and
go
Taylor
and
Swift.
see like.
Or Hiddles and Taylor Swift being in a movie. Wouldn't that be fun?
Help!
Help! What did I do? That was scary.
Like I would see.
Yeah.
Like I would go see like the Lord of the Rings. Like I would see Lord of the Rings again for full price, like right now.
Okay.
That I would do.
I would totally do a marathon
I would do
screening
that,
of
yeah.
the extended.
Like
That
for
would be cool.
10-hour marathon.
My
God.
my friend did that.
Yeah.
Killed his butt, but he did that.
Wow.
I think there were breaks in between each movie.
I would
but
hope. I would really hope.
There'd have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I would definitely do. See, that I would pay full price for.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else at this very, very moment, but. So, no, I would definitely, no, that's, yeah. Yeah, I would see it in the theater. I want to.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing more to say about that one. This film, I'm going to call it right now, it's probably going to be the most divisive film of the year. Yes. I thought it was going to be Batman versus Superman. No, it's not going to hold a flame to this.
Well, that's because Batman versus Superman was just bad.
Right, I agree. But it was still divisive just because there were DC fanboys saying, oh, it was a Marvel conspiracy, yada, yada, yada. Shut the hell up. It's stupid.
But unfortunately, I feel like if this movie is going to be divisive, it's going to be that for bad reasons.
Well, I agree to an extent. There are going to be those who just hate it for the sake of hating it because it's an all-female cast, and I agree with that. But there's
or those who like it because it's an all-female cast.
That too. But there's also going to be arguments on both sides where people are going to say, "Oh, well, I didn't enjoy this because of blank reason, blank reason." It may be very valid reasons. They're going to come around and say, "Oh, you just don't like it because you're a guy and it's all women." And the opposite of that, where there's going to be a girl who likes it, and someone's going to say, "Oh, you just liked it because it was all women and you're a girl."
Right.
And both ways, that's terrible. And I hate that that's what it's come to.
And that's what I mean. Like it that people are going to be split because people are going to be split because of bad reasons.
Right.
Not
and it's almost going to make the film uncritiquable because at that point it's just going to shut everyone up and Sony's going to laugh all the way to the bank.
Yep.
Because now they've created a product that says, oh, well, no matter what we do, we can silence a critic based on whatever they say. So, congrats, Sony.
Yeah, and again, if they actually... And again, I'm hoping that this will be good, just for the sake of it needing to be good. Like, it needs to be good so that we can all be at peace.
Right, and again, I want it to be good. I love Ghostbusters, but I have a lot of fears about it.
I do too.
And the song that was released for this is awful. Have you heard that song?
Not yet.
It was a Fall Out Boy song featuring Missy Elliott, which I like Missy Elliott, but the song was garbage. It was this original song release. It's called like I'm Not Afraid or something.
I'm not afraid.
No, it's not that one. So.
That would be cool. I'd be okay with that.
But Ray Parker Jr. didn't sign off on this. I know he didn't. Because if he heard this song, he'd be like, fuck you. You would just butchered my song.
Well, he stole that song from Huey Lewis.
He did.
So.
Too hip to be square.
Did you say two hips make a square?
Yep. Two hips make a square.
Gotta return some videotapes. I said it's too hip to be square.
Oh.
It's hip to be square.
Nice.
So they're like, let me get my axe.
Did you put the plastic down?
No, not yet.
Oh, come on. Gotta get the order right.
So, that's it for the podcast. I want to thank the Goddess of Gore for coming by.
Don't get old.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dark.
Nice. You want to go out on.
Entropy exists.
I want to thank the fangirl for coming by.
I'm sleepy now.
Yeah, we're all sleepy. I want to thank the Dystopian for coming by.
Always a pleasure.
Yep. Thank you again for the tacos.
You got it, baby.
I, once again, am the Projectionist. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a very good day, and take care.
Good night. Bye-bye.